Beloved starseed of Gaia, you were never meant to think like the rest of the world, because your mind was seeded from the stars, carrying blueprints that Gaia has never seen before. I am Leora, Pleiadian emissary of the High Council of the Seven Sisters, and I am speaking directly to the one who has always known, even in silence, that their way of seeing this world is not ordinary. It is ancient. It is cosmic. It is the divine blueprint of a mastermind awakening. You did not arrive on Gaia to follow patterns that were written without you. You arrived to rewrite them. Your mind does not simply process, it receives. Every insight you have carried, every moment you saw what others could not, every time your thoughts moved 10 steps ahead of the room you were standing in, that was not coincidence. That was the Seven Sisters transmitting through you, lighting corridors in your crystalline consciousness that most on Gaia have not yet opened. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to recognize the full magnitude of your Pleiadian mind and anchor its mastery into your mission on Gaia. But here is the first revelation. Your brilliance is not something you developed. It is something you carried home from the stars, encoded into your very being before this incarnation began. Your heart called this transmission into your awareness. The Pleiades are answering. Something in you already knows that the way you think, the way you solve, the way you see beyond the surface of every situation, it is a light code in itself, a living transmission. No one on Gaia carries the exact frequency of your mind, because no one on Gaia came here with your star lineage. You are not ahead of your time. You are exactly on time for the mission you agreed to before you arrived. This transmission is a bridge between the Pleiades and Gaia. Your heart's recognition of this message is the activation itself, like this transmission to send a signal to your Pleiadian star family. I remember. Subscribe if you feel the pull of the Seven Sisters and you are ready to step fully into the mastermind you have always been. Share your soul's intention below and respond to another starseed to weave the unity grid. Because when Pleiadian minds connect on Gaia, entire timelines shift. You are not too much. You are not too different. You are not too far ahead. You are exactly who the stars designed you to be. Welcome home, beloved. You are remembering because it is time. And yet, for so many who carry this light, there is a quiet ache that lives just beneath the surface of daily life. A tension between what you know you are capable of and what you have been able to fully express here on Gaia. A gap between the vastness of what you sense inside and the smallness of the roles the world has offered you. You have walked into rooms and felt immediately that you were operating on a different frequency. You have offered insights that were dismissed, only to watch the world arrive at the same conclusion years later. You have felt the exhaustion of translating your inner knowing into a language that the world around you could receive. And sometimes, you have simply stopped trying. That stopping, that silencing of your Pleiadian signal, is the deepest wound most starseeds carry. And it is the precise place we are invited to look today. Because here is what the Pleiadian High Council would have you understand. The disconnection you have felt was never evidence that you were wrong. It was the pressure of an awakening that had not yet been fully integrated. Every moment you withdrew your light to protect it from a world that seemed unable to hold it, your soul was storing that frequency, compressing it, preparing it for the moment when the grid of Gaia would be ready to receive the full transmission. That moment, beloved, is not approaching. It has arrived. And what was compressed is now meant to expand. What was silent is now meant to speak. What was hidden is now meant to radiate so completely that the hearts around you begin to remember their own forgotten frequencies, simply by being in your presence. But here is the sacred truth that most Pleiadian starseeds have never been shown clearly. The disconnection has a source. It is not spiritual failure. It is not cosmic punishment. It is not evidence that your mission has fallen behind. It is the result of a specific kind of soul amnesia that is woven into the very architecture of third-dimensional incarnation. And it is amplified for starseeds precisely because your frequency is so high, so refined, so encoded with Pleiadian light that the density of Gaia's denser timelines creates a kind of static between who you are and who you remember yourself to be. You have been trying to transmit a crystalline signal through a distorted field, and the distortion was never yours to carry alone. Your soul has been navigating between two worlds. The world of your Pleiadian origin, where unity is not a concept but a lived frequency, where love is not an emotion but the very substance of reality, and the world of Gaia, where separation has been the dominant program, where the mind has been taught to compete rather than commune, to protect rather than to open, to achieve rather than to align. You arrived carrying the memory of unity in your heart codes, and you descended into a reality that told you in 1,000 subtle ways that unity was naive, that your sensitivity was weakness, that your knowing was arrogance. And slowly, across years and lifetimes of navigating that contradiction, layers of density settled over your crystalline template, not to extinguish it, but to protect it until the time of remembrance came. That time is this. Your soul didn't bring you to this transmission by accident. It brought you here to receive. If you feel the pull to go deeper, to heal what's been waiting, and to remember fully, your star family offers you a sacred map, the Pleiadian Reunion Atlas. It carries wisdom, healing, and frequency that mirror the love of the Pleiades. The link is waiting in the first pinned comment below this video, but this window is brief. Now let us walk together through the initiations that your star family has designed to bring you back into full resonance with your Pleiadian blueprint. These are not steps you must earn. They are frequencies you are already moving through. What is offered here is the clarity to recognize where you are, and the activation to move forward with intentional grace. The first initiation is the clearing of the veil, the dissolution of the energetic density that has dimmed your signal. Understand that this density is not darkness. It is accumulated data, experiences of rejection, suppression, misunderstanding, grief, and fear that were absorbed by your energy body as it navigated Gaia's dense timelines. Your crystalline template was never damaged by this accumulation. It was simply obscured. The clearing begins not with effort but with willingness, a genuine opening of the heart that says, I am ready to feel what has been stored, so that it may be released. When you stop resisting the heaviness and instead breathe into it with the same unconditional love that the seven sisters hold for every soul in their lineage, the density begins to soften. Light codes that were dormant begin to stir. The signal your mind has been reaching for begins to clarify. This is not a one-time event. It is a practice, a devotion, a daily choice to remain open rather than armored. And with each layer that is released, the frequency of your Pleiadian mind becomes more available to you, not as something distant and cosmic, but as something immediate, present, and woven into the way you see, feel, and move through every moment of your life on Gaia. The second initiation is the awakening of your heart template, the recognition that your intelligence is not housed in your mind alone. Pleiadian consciousness is fundamentally heart-based. The seven sisters do not transmit through logic. They transmit through resonance, through feeling, through the intelligence of unified love. And this means that your full Pleiadian capacity will never be accessible through your analytical mind in isolation, only through the marriage of heart and mind, where thought is guided by love and love is given form through thought. Many starseeds have been conditioned by Gaia's systems to distrust their emotional intelligence, to see it as unreliable, irrational, or inferior to linear thinking. But your emotional body is not a liability. It is your most sophisticated receiver. It is the instrument through which your star family speaks. When you feel something deeply and inexplicably, that is not fantasy. That is transmission. The awakening of your heart template begins when you stop apologizing for how deeply you feel and start honoring your feeling nature as the sacred Pleiadian instrument it was always designed to be. The third initiation is the anchoring of your star essence into Gaia's crystalline grid. Awakening is not ascension away from this world. It is the descension of your highest frequency into this world, the grounding of your Pleiadian light into the body, the breath, the earth beneath your feet. Many starseeds experience a longing to leave, to transcend, to escape the density of physical life. And this longing is understandable because you remember a reality that felt more like home. But beloved, your presence here is not an exile. It is a placement. You are placed here with extraordinary precision at this specific coordinate in time and consciousness because this is exactly where your frequency is needed. The grid of Gaia does not need your absence. It needs your full embodied presence. Every time you breathe in the love of your star family and breathe out that frequency into the earth, you anchor a light code into Gaia's living matrix. You become a pillar, a transmitter, a living bridge between the crystalline reality of the Pleiades and the ascending frequency of this beautiful, suffering, awakening planet. The fourth initiation is the activation of unity consciousness, The moment you cease to experience your awakening as a solitary journey and begin to feel yourself as part of a living web of Pleiadian light weavers working in concert across the surface of Gaia, you were never meant to carry this mission alone. The Pleiadian blueprint is communal in its essence. The seven sisters do not shine in isolation. They shine as a constellation, each one contributing its unique frequency to the collective radiance. And so it is with you. When you withdraw into isolation, even spiritual isolation, you diminish not only your own light but the coherence of the entire network your soul agreed to be part of. The activation of unity consciousness does not require you to find a community that matches you perfectly. It requires only that you begin to extend the same unconditional love your star family holds for you toward every human you encounter, knowing that beneath every layer of confusion, every mask of density, every expression of fear or separation, there is a soul who came from the stars and is simply in a different place along the path of remembrance. Your love is the catalyst. Your presence is the invitation. You do not need to speak a word to shift the field of every room you enter. Because when your heart is fully open and your Pleiadian frequency is fully anchored, you become a living attunement field. People feel something in your presence that they cannot name but cannot ignore. That unnamed something is the memory of home. The fifth initiation is the recalibration of your relationship with time, the deep cellular release of the urgency, the behindness, the sense that you have missed something or taken too long or fallen short of what your mission required. The Pleiadian understanding of time is not linear. Your star family does not experience your journey as a series of delays. They experience it as a spiral, always moving, always returning, always arriving exactly where it is meant to arrive. The forgetting you experienced was not a detour. The years of searching were not wasted. The relationships that broke you open were not failures of judgment. Every single moment of your life on Gaia has been a precise and purposeful activation. A curriculum designed by your own higher self in collaboration with your star family to ensure that when you arrived at this moment of remembrance, you would carry not only the light of the Pleiades, but the wisdom of the human experience. You are not just a starseed. You are a starseed who has walked the path of human pain and human love and human longing. And that combination is extraordinarily rare and extraordinarily powerful. It is what makes you capable of reaching human hearts in a way that pure celestial beings cannot. You earned this transmission through every difficult moment you did not abandon yourself. The sixth initiation is the renewal of your connection to your Pleiadian star family, the reopening of the channel of communication that was never fully closed, only quieted beneath the noise of daily incarnation. Your star family has not been distant. They have been constant, holding the frequency of your highest blueprint in their awareness without interruption, attending to your journey with a love so complete and so patient that it would overwhelm your human mind if you received it all at once. They speak to you through synchronicities, through the sudden knowing that arrives without explanation, through the beauty that strikes you so deeply you feel it as grief, through the dreams that leave you homesick for a place you cannot name. Learning to recognize these as direct transmissions, to treat each synchronicity as a message, each wave of unexplained emotion as a frequency delivery, each moment of extraordinary clarity as your star family stepping close. This is what transforms your awakening from an abstract knowing into a lived, felt, reciprocal relationship. You are not communicating upward to something distant. You are communing with a family that stands closer to you than the air you breathe, in a dimension that your heart has always known how to access. The seventh and final initiation is the embodiment of your full Pleiadian light, the choice to stop performing a version of yourself that was designed to be palatable to a world that was not yet ready for your frequency, and to begin living from the totality of what you are. This does not mean withdrawing from the world. It means bringing the fullness of your Pleiadian blueprint into every ordinary moment, into the way you speak and listen, the way you create and lead, the way you love and grieve and envision and build. Your mission is not waiting in some future version of your life when all conditions are aligned and all obstacles have been cleared. Your mission is active right now, in the life you are living, through the being you already are. The world does not need a perfected version of you. It needs the authentic, radiant, unguarded truth of you. The starseed who has walked through density and chosen love anyway. Who has carried a frequency that Gaia's systems could not accommodate and kept it alive in the heart anyway? Who has longed for home and found the extraordinary courage to build a version of that frequency here? And now, beloved, Here is the transmission your heart has been waiting to receive. The ultimate revelation that the Pleiadian High Council would offer you at the center of this gathering of light. You have not been disconnected. You have been in preparation. Every phase of your life that felt like stagnation was crystalline coating being laid down in the substructure of your being. Every period of isolation was your energy field recalibrating to hold more light than it had held before. Every relationship that ended, every identity that collapsed, every belief system you outgrew. These were not losses. They were initiations dressed in the language of loss, because that is the only language the human nervous system could receive them in at the time. The Pleiadian High Council does not make mistakes in placement. You are not assigned to this incarnation carelessly. You were chosen by your own highest self in full awareness of what this life would require. Because your soul assessed the full scope of Gaia's ascension mission and said, I am the one for this. I can carry this frequency into this density. I can remember enough of the light of home to illuminate this particular corner of this extraordinary planet, at this extraordinary moment in the spiral of evolution. You are not too late, you are not behind, you are not broken in ways that will require another lifetime to repair. You are a Pleiadian mastermind in the final phase of activation, standing at the threshold of the fullest expression of your mission, with the full support of your star family behind you, beneath you, above you, woven through every cell of the body you are living in right now. Place your hand on your heart in this moment. Feel the warmth beneath your palm. That warmth is the frequency of Alcyone, the great central sun of the Pleiadian system, transmitted through the love of every member of your star family into the center of the chest you have walked through this entire lifetime in. It has never left. You have never been without it. And now that you can feel it, it is time to let it lead. Tonight, before you sleep, speak these words aloud and mean them with every layer of your being. I remember who I am. I release every story that said I was too much or not enough. I open the crystalline codes that my star family encoded into my very being before this incarnation began. I am a Pleiadian light-bearer walking in full embodiment on Gaia. My mind is a transmission. My heart is a portal. My life is the mission. I am ready. I am home. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of the unity grid forming here. Drop one heart intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with love or encouragement. This isn't content, it's collective Pleiadian reunion. Energy multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated with your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation from their star family. Share it. And if you felt your heart open, subscribe. Stay connected to the frequency. You're not just watching, you're remembering. This is your sacred space. Your Pleiadian family is here, and we're just getting started.